Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of The Dimensionalist. I'm a Dimensionalist. Today I'm going to be discussing and reading and giving you a better perspective on the proof of the Ascension process from the perspective of proof and why the Ascension process is necessary. The problem, I'm reading from the Mahatma, Brian Grattan, and I'll discuss once I read some of it. The problem with the Eastern approach, Eastern religion, Eastern philosophy, that's what it means by that. The problem with the Eastern approach, as mentioned before, has been that the yogic systems, the Buddhic systems, the Zen, the Tao systems, even the more mystical approaches from the East, have generally viewed spirituality as being, although within, also out there. Being out there precluded being grounded into the physical. There was always the majority dichotomy between spirit and matter. I don't know if I pronounced that word correctly. Dichotomy. What we are attempting to bring forth at this time is a balance of that teaching, to bring the spirit fully anchored into the matter of the physical body and of the planet. This entails bringing that soul energy and ultimately all monadic spiritual energies down to the point where they can experience the freedom and consciousness. In the past, they did not necessarily bring it all the way down into the physical, and even at that level of mastery, they still dropped this physical vehicle, ascended into another plane, and then had to create a body out of the finer matter. The problem with that is, although this light body can be materialized, there are certain limitations to that. It does not have as easy of a time of it as having a fully ascended spiritualized body, because in a sense they are slowing down the vibrations of an etheric body level. Check this out. Look, this is really interesting. They are maintaining their etheric body and slowing it down to a point where, for all intents and purposes, it is a physical body. So these people, from what's wrong with the Eastern approach, is they are mastering the four-body system and ascending through the etheric body, from what I'm reading, and not that I'm getting off topic or wrong about what I mentioned, but this etheric body, they're slowing it down, the vibrational frequency of this atomic body, because the body's already ascended at that point. You don't have the physical body anymore. You're not third dimensional anymore. You're already at the higher dimension, higher plane. You're already operating there on the etheric level, and you can't tangibly touch the third dimension. A spirit is is a frequency of the astral plane, from my interpretation and from what I understand. And they try to communicate with the physical plane, and that's why people experience ghosts, apparitions, and things like that. So, when it says the etheric body slowed down to the point where, for all intents, it is a physical body, at that point, they have limitations to that. It does even time having a fully ascended body, because that fully ascended body, I'll go after that, read the next part where it says I think it's harder to maintain. So let me read further. As we explained previously, the true spiritual body is new to this planet. The Mahatma energy, which is invoked by the soul level, brings in this finer spiritual energy, the microtron, allowing for exponential growth in connecting one's self with the spiritual monadic levels. The slowed down etheric body, if developed, could feel and look like a quasi-physical body, but certainly does not function like one in terms of internal organs, etc. There are limitations to how long that etheric physical body can be maintained, because you got a physical body that's an etheric body around the physical body, or some people think the physical and etheric are one. It's just that the physical body is vibrating, and then the etheric level is vibrating at a higher frequency. I think they're two separate bodies. You develop and merge and create your etheric body, I believe, the etheric shell around your physical body. So when you die, you step into that etheric structure, and then one can, slow that etheric body's frequency down to the physical level, and I believe that's where appearance, touching objects, and actually physically being manifest on Earth, interfacing with third dimensional again after the body has already ascended, died, and whatnot. So this says the slowed down etheric body, if developed, could feel and look like a quasi-physical body, but certainly does not function like one in terms of internal organs. And there are limitations how long the etheric body can be maintained. So there's a limited structure. Someone can't, ascend, bring down a lower frequency, and make themselves their ascended body. Now here's the reason why we need a spiritual ascended body. Right here it says, whereas if the physical body were to be totally spiritualized, that means the entire atomic structure of the physical vehicle has spiritualized to the Mahatma matter. The Mahatma energy, and it's totally spiritualized. The matter in the body is totally spiritualized. Whereas the physical body were to be totally spiritualized and then brought down, it could last forever on this plane, if one wished. That's immortality right there. That's what the goal of ascension process is, right there. I'll read that part again. The difference between a dying with your etheric egg, your etheric shell, your etheric body, versus fully ascending through the Mahatma energy and the spiritualization of matter of your physical atomic structure. The slowed down etheric body, if developed, could feel and look like a quasi-physical body, but it certainly does not function like one in terms of internal organs, etc. There are limitations how long an etheric physical body can be maintained, whereas if the physical body were to be totally spiritualized and then brought down to the physical level, it could last forever on this plane, the physical plane, if one wished. But it says right here, however, few, once they have materialized a spiritual body, will stay for but a short time if they were to stay on Earth at all. We remind you that the proof of spiritual ascension is to take the atomic physical body with you. Now, I'm going to recap that. That's immortality through the Ascended Masters process. Ascension process, Ascended Masters, and linking to the Mahatma energy and taking your atomic physical body with you, because that's your interface with reality. Your soul incarnate physical body, you're interfacing with creation right now, and you need to know that you need to spiritualize your physical body. You need to spiritualize your matter of your physical body through the Mahatma energies, because that is the 352 levels of the Mahatma back to the Godhead. And once you have that, you can always bring your body down to this level again. I'm gonna read a little bit more. Even 30 years ago, one died with the soul merged in the fourth initiation, the crucifixion. That was a general experience. The spiritualization of matter has now progressed on this plane to the point where the vibration of all the matter on this planet has risen, meaning the atomic physical matter on Earth, compared to hundreds of years ago, it'd be harder for one to make the atomic physical structure to ascend to a higher plane, and stuff like that, because the matter of Earth wasn't spiritualized as much, and light workers and things wanted to rise the vibrational frequency of the Earth, Gaia, and Terra. Terra, also another name for Earth, and Gaia. Gaia is the spiritual essence of Earth, and Terra, I believe, being a more formal way of saying Earth, is Terra, Terra. Okay. Okay, now it says that, therefore, the additional spiritualization of your personal matter through the process of initiation has rather more elevated basis to start with. There is less of a gap between down here and up there. See, down there and up there. That gap is closed. The Earth and the physical plane is at a higher... that gap, to get there, there's a better link there because of the Mahatma energy. Things of that nature. Then it says, which is where the initiation used to take one, the death of the physical wheel was caused by the shock of one's vibration suddenly elevating drastically. So that's what death is, technically. instant ascension for someone that has the etheric body, because it says right here, there's less of a gap between, say, down here and up there, which is where the initiation used to take one. The death of the physical vehicle was caused by the shock of one's vibration suddenly elevated drastically. The gradual uplifting of the vibration of matter is now allowing the initiation experience to take place in a much easier way. The shock is not much as great because the gap is not that much as great. Meaning, death is when you die and you ascend, it's easier to transition there to the, I guess per se, the afterlife, which is an incorrect term for ascension process. You're ascending into your higher bodies and higher planes and dimensions at that point. But other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed another video of Dimensionalist. Remember, I'm a Dimensionalist. I got more information coming soon. Peace. Take care.